The topic of discussion is power in AC circuit and the power factor, that is topic number 7.7 on page number 252. Okay, define the power for AC circuit, obtain the equation of average power for LCR AC circuit. Now see, first of all, the electric power is the rate of energy which is consumed in the electric circuit. Okay, now instantaneous power cannot be measured in AC circuit, hence true power is measured. Okay, and that true power is generally known as real power also. Now as you know, voltage in the circuit is Vm sin omega t, and current in series LCR circuit is Im sin omega t plus phi. As you know, Im is Vm upon Z. Okay, and we know that the phi is tan inverse Xc minus XL upon R. Now instantaneous power is V into I. Now V is Vm sin omega t, I is Im sin omega t plus phi. So we can just write them properly, okay, by just what you call it, rearranging them rather. So it becomes Vm Im sin omega t into sin omega t plus phi. Now by using this formula, 2 sin A sin B, if you have 2 sin A sin B, then it is cos A minus B. Now you consider this as A and this theta you consider as B and use this formula. Now see, here there is not 2 in the multiplication, so we multiply it by 2 and divide by 2. So here Vm Im upon 2 we have to write, see, first of all, okay, and then it becomes 2 sin omega t plus phi, and use this formula. And if you use this, then omega t, then what is to be done? We have to add this first of all subtract this A minus B. So omega t minus phi, and in front we have to write cos. So what will happen? Omega t will be cancelled out. Cos of minus phi is cos phi, so it is cos phi. Then we have to put minus. Okay, then we have to add these two angles. Just add this omega t plus phi, so it becomes 2 omega t plus phi. Now you want to find the average. The average over entire cycle we have to take. Now whenever there is time dependent angle, then time dependent angle, if you take the average over entire cycle, then this will become 0. This is the main thing that we have to understand, that cos of say any angle omega t, or if you have sine of omega t, and if you take the average of these two functions on entire cycle, then they become 0. So here it is 2 omega t plus phi whatever, but t is there. Time dependent means on entire cycle the average becomes 0. So here this part vanishes. Okay, so you have Vm Im cos phi upon 2. Now that 2 can be separated in root 2 form. So Vm upon root 2, Im upon root 2. So Vm upon root 2 is Vrms, Im upon root 2 is Irms. In our textbook it is generally written as Vi cos phi, where wherever there is V it is written or I is written, we have to understand that it is the RMS value. Okay, so very easy this part is, and it is important also. Vrms is denoted by capital V in our textbook, and Irms is denoted by I, so it becomes Vi cos phi. Now as you know, V is equal to I into Z, as V is equal to IR. So here in the LCR circuit it is impedance, so V is equal to I into Z. So instead of V, if you write Iz, then it becomes I square Z cos phi. So the average power dissipated depends not only on the voltage and the current, but also on the cosine of the phase angle phi between them. Okay, so average power depends on I. Okay, it depends on voltage, it depends on current, as well as it depends on the phase angle, that is phi, because cos phi term is there in this circuit, in this equation. See, so power depends on voltage, current and cos phi. What is cos phi? Phi is the phase difference. So cosine of that phase difference is also involved in this power dissipated. Here cos phi is called the power factor and it is unitless. Okay, cos phi is given by, you can just make cos phi as subject of formula, so it becomes p upon I square z. Okay, or it is r upon z. Okay, this way you can write. Okay, now see, write an equation of average power in LC or AC circuit and discuss various cases. Now average power is P is equal to VI cos phi, or it is generally written as V is equal to Vm by root 2, I is equal to Im by root 2. This way it can be replaced if you want to replace. Now there are special cases. If there is only resistance in the circuit, then there is no phase difference between current and voltage. Phase difference is phi. Phi is 0. So if you place 0 in this cos phi, then power will be V into I. Okay, there is a maximum power dissipation in this kind of circuit. Now if you have purely inductive or capacitive circuit, either only inductor or only there is a capacitor, okay, then the phase difference between voltage and current is pi by 2. So instead of phi you write pi by 2, then cos pi by 2 is 0, then power dissipated will be 0. Or we can say even when current flows in the circuit, calculation of power is 0. This current is known as wattless current. Okay, no power is dissipated, that is the reason. Okay, now if there is LCR, all the three components are present, then this equation is applicable. Vi is equal to cos phi, where phi is xc minus xl upon r, that is tan inverse of this. Okay, so sometimes phi may be non-zero. Okay, if phi is present, means phi is not becoming 0 in RL or RC or LCR circuit. Even in such case, power is dissipated only in the resistor. So resistor is the device through which the power is dissipated. That you understand, this is a common understanding. Power dissipated at resonance. Now whenever there is resonance, xc minus xl is 0, so phi will be equal to 0, and phi is 0, then cos 0, that is equal to 1, so power is equal to I square z, or instead of z there will be only r. Because why? Because we know that z is equal to under root of r square plus xc minus xl the whole square, and if you have both the values same, xc is equal to xl, then z is equal to r. So instead of this z we can have r, so power dissipated will be equal to I square r. Hence maximum power is dissipated in the circuit at the time of resonance. Okay, now we shall talk about the LC circuit. Okay, that is our 7.8 topic. A circuit in which inductor having negligible resistance connected with the capacitor, then this kind of circuit is known as LC circuit. Sometimes it is known as the tank circuit. When a charged capacitor is discharged by inductor having negligible resistance, the electric oscillations of the constant amplitude and constant frequency are produced. Try to understand, whenever there is a charge on the capacitor and the charge is getting discharged with the help of this inductor, when inductor is joined with the capacitor, say here positive charge and here there is negative charge, then say negative charge flows, generally we know, then current is always in the opposite direction. Okay, so charge will start flowing in this direction, so electric current is in this particular direction. So whenever the charge is rather coming out of the capacitor, or it is reduced from the capacitor, then it goes on the positive plate, then from positive plate it comes again to the negative plate. Though what will happen, this kind of electric oscillation or the oscillations of the charge occurs between the two plates, or we can say the charge oscillates between the two plates of capacitor through this inductor L. It goes this way, then again it goes this way. Okay, so this way the charge is oscillating from one plate to the other via inductor. These are the electric oscillations, or we can say oscillations of the charge, and whenever this occurs, the electric field which is associated with capacitor and magnetic field which is associated with the inductor increases and decreases, and the oscillations are produced which are of constant amplitude, okay, and which is having constant frequency, and this kind of oscillations are known as LC oscillations. Okay, now we have the LC circuit. Okay, we want to find out the differential equation of LC circuit. Again, important question for the point of view of your examination. Okay, now see, this is the LC circuit which is given here. Inductor and capacitor are joined. Okay, we consider let at time t is equal to 0 the capacitor is charged, and totally the charge is filled in the capacitor, and that charge is maximum at that time with the capacitor, and that charge is qm. The moment the circuit is completed, whenever inductor is joined in the circuit, that is circuit is completed, the charge on the capacitor start decreasing and it gives out the current in the circuit. Let us say at any time t, at any other time t, whenever it is getting discharged, what is discharging? Capacitor. Let at time t, q and I are the charge and the current in the circuit. Charge on capacitor at time t is q and the current in the circuit is I. Now see, di by dt is positive. The induced EMF in L will have polarity which is shown in the figure. So here there will be induced EMF, here it will be positive, here it will be negative. Okay. Now here VA is more than VB, means current enters. Try to understand, current enters the loop from A, that is becoming positive, and this becomes negative. Okay. Now see, as Q is decreasing, try to understand, Q is decreasing in the capacitor. Okay, as Q decreases, I increases. Therefore, both are opposite of each other, we can say, or rate of decrease in the charge. Rate of decrease in the charge is taken negative, and I is equal to minus dq by dt is written. Now if we apply the Kirchhoff rule, by whenever first of all we consider the what is the induced electromotive force or induced EMF in the inductor. As you know, induced EMF in the inductor, we have inductor. Okay, an inductor will have induced EMF is equal to minus L di by dt. This will be having its inductance as L, then the induced electromotive force will be minus L di by dt through this inductor. Okay, so that electromotive force is shown here. V is equal to E is equal to minus L di by dt, it is shown here. Okay, now potential difference at any time across the capacitor, as charge on the capacitor at any time t is q, then potential difference across capacitor will be q upon c. Now if we apply the Kirchhoff rule, then it will be minus L di by dt plus q upon c is equal to 0. Just you can understand it from the figure. It is positive q upon c, means where you are going, you are moving in this particular direction. Okay, so when you are going from minus to plus, the potential difference across capacitor will be positive, minus to plus q upon c, and here from positive to negative you are going, so minus L di by dt, and that is equal to 0. That way you can write. Okay, now just we have to make I, okay, I as a subject of formula, and as you know that dq by dt is nothing but current. So just we are replacing this. First of all, this equation is clear to you. Minus L di by dt plus q upon c is equal to 0, and as you know I is equal to minus dq by dt. Therefore di by dt will be minus d2q by dt2, and instead of this di by dt, if you write this value, that is minus d2q by dt2, then this part becomes positive, this becomes positive, so it becomes positive L d2q by dt2 plus q upon c is equal to 0. Okay, and if you divide this equation by L, okay, just divide by L, then you will have this equation, that is d2q by dt2 plus q upon lc is equal to 0. And if you write as we know that 1 upon L into C is nothing but the frequency, resonant angular frequency. So instead of this 1 upon LC, here 1 is already there, 1 upon LC is replaced by omega 0 square. So this equation you are getting d2q by dt2 plus omega 0 square q is equal to 0, which is a kind of simple equation of simple harmonic motion, okay, which is d2x by dt2 plus omega 0 square x is equal to 0. Okay, it's a second order differential equation of linear, second order differential equation in terms of charge, in terms of charge we can say, in terms of charge for LC oscillator circuit. Okay, so this is very easy to understand. Okay, now as you know, omega 0 is 1 upon under root LC and omega is 2 pi f. So 2 pi f0 is equal to 1 upon under root LC, and if you make f0 as subject of formula, then it will become 1 upon 2 pi under 1 upon under root LC. Okay, this is very easy to understand. Okay, and this will be the resonant frequency, or rather natural frequency of LC oscillator circuit. Now see, there is a solution of this differential equation of series LC circuit. Okay, now the circuit is having the equation d2q by dt2 plus 1 upon LC into q. This is the equation. Now solution of this kind of equation is q is equal to qm cos omega 0 t plus phi. Okay, the solution of this kind of equation, second order differential equation, is given by this kind of equation. Q is equal to qm cos omega 0 t plus phi, where qm is the maximum value of the charge q and phi is the phase constant. Okay, now try to understand at t is equal to 0, the charge on the capacitor is maximum, it is filled in the capacitor, so q becomes qm. So instead of t we write 0 here, then you have q is qm, so qm is equal to qm cos phi. Okay, so cos phi is 1, so phi is equal to 0, so first value of the constant or the variable is obtained, phi is 0. Now instead of phi we write 0, so our first equation which we had, this is our solution, general equation, will become q is equal to qm cos omega 0 t. So this our equation will be termed in this way. Now differentiating the equation with respect to time will give you time derivative of charge, will give you current. Okay, so value of current you will get dq by dt is equal to qm omega 0 minus sin omega 0 t plus phi. If you take the differentiation of this, then differentiation of cos omega 0 t is minus sin omega 0 t, and t has multiple omega 0, so we have to multiply this by omega 0, and already we have qm, so qm remains as it is. So dq by dt we are getting as qm omega 0 minus sin omega 0 t plus t, this we are getting. Now see, dq by dt is minus I, so just we are putting minus I. Why minus I? As you know, because the charge on the capacitor reduces, that is why dq by dt is minus I, or I is equal to minus dq by dt, whatever. So instead of dq by dt we are placing minus I. Okay, here minus I if you place, then both the side minus will become positive, so I is equal to Im sin omega 0 t. You will get here qm into omega 0 is taken as Im. Okay, so very easy to understand, I is equal to Im sin omega 0 t. So both the values of current we got, then we got the value of phi. Okay, so this will be the solution of this our differential equation. Okay, now this is a descriptive part. Okay, how this oscillations takes place. Okay, first of all try to understand the energy associated with the capacitor formula. You must know energy associated with the capacitor is given by q square upon 2c, and energy associated with the inductor energy associated, that is in the form of magnetic field, that is magnetic field we write UB, and this we write as UE, that is 1 half Li square. So energy associated with capacitor is given by Q square upon 2C. These are our general formula. Energy associated with the inductor is given by 1 half Li square. Now try to understand the situation at t is equal to 0. At t is equal to 0, the charge was totally filled in the capacitor, there was no current. Okay, so totally the energy was associated with the capacitor, and maximum charge was inside the capacitor, and maximum charge is given by Qm. So energy, or rather electrical energy stored in the charge capacitor is given by 1 half Qm square upon C, or Qm square upon 2C, whatever way you want to express, you can express. And the energy associated with inductor is 0, no current was there. Okay, now gradually the capacitor is getting discharged. Okay, so what will happen? The energy associated with the capacitor reduces and energy associated with the inductor increases. Understood? Very easy. Energy is getting transferred from the capacitor to inductor. Okay, as Q reduces, energy associated with capacitor reduces, and as I increases in the circuit, or we can say through the inductor, then energy associated with the inductor increases. And whenever the charge becomes 0 with the capacitor, no charge with the capacitor, then energy associated with the inductor is maximum, and the energy associated with the capacitor becomes 0. See, this energy becomes 0, and maximum current is, say, Im in the circuit. At that time, what will happen? The total charge has come out from the capacitor and it is flowing through the inductor, and the maximum current through the circuit is Im. So energy associated with the inductor, that is in the form of magnetic field, it is Im square, or we can say Li square by 2, that is L into Im square upon 2. That is very easy to understand. Okay, then the reverse process takes place again. Barabar? So this process continues. Okay, again now the energy will be associated with the capacitor, again the energy associated with the inductor, and this process goes on from the different energies. Rather, we can say energy associated with the capacitor is converted into energy associated with the inductor in the magnetic field. And then again in the magnetic field maximum energy is there, then it reduces, and again the energy is associated with the capacitor after every t by 4 time interval. Okay, total time is t. Okay, as current reaches its maximum value Im at every t by 4. So in first t by 4 time, if total is divided in 4 parts, total time, see, current flows like this, then at t by 4 time what will happen? It will become maximum. So again energy associated with the inductor becomes maximum, capacitor becomes 0. Then what will happen? The current becomes 0, then energy associated with the inductor becomes 0, then capacitor, it will be maximum. Again in the opposite direction, we can say current is maximum, then again current is maximum, then inductor is having maximum energy, capacitor is having 0 energy again. So totally this oscillation takes place in time interval of capital T. So in this, what will happen? Whenever the current becomes maximum, energy associated with the inductor is maximum, and whenever the current is minimum, then what will happen? The energy associated with the capacitor becomes maximum. Okay, so this can be understood easily. Okay, this is whole description is given that you can read and understand easily. Okay, as the current reaches its maximum value Im at t by 4, all the energy is stored in the magnetic field. Okay, since maximum electric energy of capacitor equals the maximum magnetic energy from inductor, the capacitor now has no charge, and hence it will be having no energy. Okay, whenever the energy is totally transferred to inductor, the capacitor will have 0 energy. The current now starts charging the capacitor. So what will happen? The charge on the capacitor increases. Then at again t by 2 time t by 4 plus t by 4 becomes t by 2. Okay, what will happen? The charge is totally is with the capacitor but having the reverse polarity. Okay, the whole process is just described will now repeat itself till the system reverts to its original state. Again, what will happen? The charge will now come out from the opposite polarity plate to the original one, and this process goes on. And this process in which the charge is oscillating between the two plates of the capacitor through the inductor, and this is known as the LC oscillation. Okay, this phenomenon is known as LC oscillation. Okay, and this circuit is known as LC circuit, or it is also called the tank circuit. Okay.